I was reading the Labour Party's Manifesto 2015 earlier. Making Britain better for working people, reward hard work, share the prosperity, raise the minimum wage, a plan for national renewal, and so on. To quote a line from the manifesto, "We don't promise the earth. All our commitments in this manifesto are fully funded so they can be delivered without a penny of borrowing." Remember that quote if Ed Miliband does get in as Prime Minister in May. Yeah. He says he's ready to lead the country. Anyway, yeah. All the parties are stepping it up now with the election a matter of weeks away. I understand where people are coming from when they say it can feel like a bit of a circus, a media circus, that is. Yeah. Complete with tribalistic rhetoric, appeals to emotion and cringe-worthy sound bites. Yeah. It does put people off, but, you know, politics does matter. It matters greatly, yeah. Many promises are being made right now. Was it Napoleon Bonaparte who said, "A leader is a dealer in hope"? Yeah. News from across the pond. Hillary Clinton announces her bid to become the first female president of the United States of America. Alright, I understand she isn't popular with Republicans for one reason or another, but are there Americans who wouldn't vote for her simply because they would object to the idea of a woman as Commander-in-Chief? I think that would be a silly objection in itself. I suppose some will point to her age, her advanced years, but if I were an American voter, that wouldn't really put me off. You know, people can maintain good health, mental flexibility into old age. Yeah. Who have the Republicans got at the moment anyway as a potential presidential candidate? Maybe an American watching this video can enlighten me. Yeah. Right. Gaza. Yeah, the Gaza Strip. Remember that hideous war last summer? Well, $3.5 billion were pledged by donors to help rebuild the place after it was devastated by Israeli bombs. So far, countries have given only a little more than a quarter of what was promised. This is according to a report from the Association of International Development Agencies. Among the report's signatories was Winnie Byanyima, hope I pronounced that correctly. Oxfam's executive director said this: "The promising speeches at the donor conference have turned into empty words. There has been little rebuilding, no permanent ceasefire agreement, and no plan to end the blockade. The international community is walking with eyes wide open into the next avoidable conflict by upholding the status quo they themselves said must change." You know, pro-Israeli commentators can say what they like, but focusing on the people of Gaza, what's daily life like there? What are your prospects? How can you feel safe as you go about your daily business? Last summer, John Prescott, former Deputy Prime Minister, he compared the Gaza Strip to a concentration camp. And the Board of Deputies of British Jews wrote to the Labour Party to complain. Prescott was accused of trivialising the Holocaust. Having read what Prescott said, I don't think that he was out of line. What he said seemed reasonable to me. He didn't trivialise Nazi atrocities. You know, plenty of people came out and condemned Israeli actions last summer. But who actually did anything about it? No one stopped the war, no one stopped the killing, did they? The power to stop things like this from happening exists. That power exists. It's a question of political will. One final news story. The Pope leading a mass on the 100th anniversary of the mass killing of Armenians under Ottoman rule. Pope Francis called it the first genocide of the 20th century. Obviously, Turkey is not happy about his comments, so now there's more diplomatic heat with the Vatican. So many historians believe that as many as 1.5 million Armenians were systematically killed by Ottoman forces back in 1915. A lot of Turkish people regard those killed as casualties of civil war. They don't like the word genocide. Bottom line, if you deeply believe in something and you think that you have the facts to back you up, then I say you've got to say what you've got to say. You know, you've got to speak the truth as you see it. Don't sugarcoat it. Yeah, the truth can be offensive, but you got to stand on your principles, have you not? You got to speak freely. Alrighty, I will see you later, folks. All the best.